folks, it's Liz from Lizzie's Dressing Table, and I think I'm ready for another unboxing of vintage Avon colognes. So if you are interested in content like this, stay tuned. Hey everyone, so thank you for joining me for the fourth unboxing of the Ultimate Vintage Avon perfumes or colognes. I don't think there are any perfumes in this bunch, but if you've seen my other videos, it's been a lot of colognes and a lot of interesting bottles. And so I know in this particular lot, there is a lot of Sweet Honesty. The owner who had these bottles seemed to have a particular fondness for Sweet Honesty. So one of the things that I did as I was unboxing the last 30 out of about 66 items is to purchase a new bottle of Sweet Honesty because I really wanted to know what this smelled like compared to the old Sweet Honesty. So we'll get to that in a couple minutes. So I am going to start unboxing, and there was a segment of this huge lot that I took delivery on that had the nursery rhyme characters. So first of all, what we have is Mary, Mary. So Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. So here's the box. And I'm not going to sniff these scents individually because it's the same of a lot of the same thing. So she comes in about 3 different pieces. She's smaller than what I've seen before, and I hope you've tuned into my previous videos. And if you have, I really appreciate it. So Sweet Honesty, according to fragrantica.com, which is really sort of the Wikipedia of fragrance databases, it is the major notes are floral, musky, honey, rose, powder, green, sweet, white floral, fresh, spicy, and the cologne was first launched in 1973. So as I said, I am not going to sniff it, but I will tell you, and this is what she looks like, and there is no other part. I thought there was a third part. So that's what Mary, Mary looks like. So Sweet Honesty, when I got the new bottle, which is here, and I just got this on Amazon.com, where we buy all our stuff, right? So this is just a very fresh, powdery scent. It's not something that I particularly like, but it's not bad. So I did try one of the previous bottles that had Sweet Honesty, and as with any cologne that matures, and these have certainly matured, I figure these are probably from the 60s or the 1970s, the collection that I have, is that the old stuff tends to smell really heavy. It doesn't have anywhere near the kind of longevity that a new bottle would have. So it's really nice. There is nothing disagreeable about it. I would say this is kind of like Clinique Happy, just really light and agreeable. So just so you know what the two comparisons are like. So, and the next specimen that I have is Little Jack Horner Cologne Decanter. Now this has Topaze in it, and it's Little Jack Horner sat in the corner eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." So that's what the box looks like. I'm going to try not to use the word cute because I used cute so many times in my 3 previous videos that, can I come up with another word? Maybe adorbs or adorable, charming. But a lot of this stuff is dirty, and I don't think with these kind of bottles I would be able to clean them. So, and I did want to share a story, something that my esteemed cameraman said I didn't share in 2 previous videos, is that I was an Avon lady back when I was 12 years old. It was my very first job, and I signed up to be an Avon lady with the help of my mom. And I remember in the 1980s getting a lot of the catalogs, a lot of the bright makeup that we were all wearing if we were back in the 1980s. So it was a fun first job. I don't know that I could say I made any kind of money off of it, but I do remember in the neighborhood I used to live in, I would go around the block, hanging the catalogs on people's doors. And, you know, I got maybe a couple of customers, but a lot of times I would go back a month later when I had a new campaign book, and the old campaign would still be on some door handle. So it's like, oh, well, what can you do? But it was fun. And it was my first foray into perfume or cologne. So this is Little Miss Muffet. So what it says is Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider who sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. So we'll open her up. And I should mention that this has, what do you know, Sweet Honesty. So like the other 2 bottles, the top portion is kind of yellow. The bottom portion is gray. I don't know what these colors were supposed to be. I think they were supposed to be a solid cream color. So they haven't aged great, not surprisingly. As I had mentioned in my previous videos, I think these items were stored in someone's garage because there was evidence of just a lot of dirt on these boxes. But I purchased these bottles from a colleague of mine who was just trying to get the stuff out of her garage. And I thought, you know what? $20 for 66 pieces of Avon memorabilia, considering my background with Avon, I thought, okay, you know what? That would be fun. Certainly fodder for a video. So now this is, and I'm kind of deviating from the children's rhymes collection. This is Bridal Moments and Sweet Honesty. We are going to have a butt full of sweet honesty here. So this is, boy, and yeah, that is really, really dirty. Let me share the box with all of you. That is the top, and that's the front. And I could just feel the grime through my gloves. But this is what the bride looks like. She's got her train on the back. So, and then I also have the Proud Groom decanter, and I'll give you 3 guesses what this contains. Yeah, Sweet Honesty. So the groom has never been opened. So, oh, you know what? He has been opened. I was thinking, why does he look a bit dirty? But yeah, he's been opened. And here's the groom. So I don't know. Does it look charming? Yeah. You know, I was really thinking perhaps I could clean up the plastic portion and then maybe spray paint the bottom portion. But Hub said, well, maybe you just want to keep that grime on there because it's historical grime. I don't know. I don't think I would put that on top of a wedding cake. So going back to the children's nursery rhymes, this is actually, it would be Little Bo Peep. So Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home wagging their tails behind them. How adorable. And this has Sweet Honesty. And this may very well be the dirtiest of the last, I don't know, more than 30 bottles that I have opened, handled, risked my life to smell. She looks a little bit rusty. I think she's calling out for, God, someone get me a shower. That's Little Bo Peep. And yeah, Sweet Honesty. So going back to the wedding, this is Wedding Flower Maiden, and I can already tell you it's Sweet Honesty. So the Flower Maiden does not appear to have been opened. So I will just hold her up like this so that you can get a sense of what she looks like assembled. Cute, a younger person. So let me put together the wedding party. So it's got your bride and groom, then you've got the Flower Maiden. So the party is complete. Sorry, I'm just going to be trashing up the table here. Okay. So this is the Little Girl Blue. As you can perhaps see, I have Pretty Girl Pink. And this one is Brocade cologne. I will put at least the accords below this image in the video. And then we've got Topaze. So Topaze, according to the research that I've done online, includes amber, aldehydes, floral, woody, aromatic, warm, spicy, and it was launched in 1959. So, and I will note below when Brocade was launched or introduced. So Little Girl Blue, she is obviously got a blue top, and here is her base. So she was probably quite nice when she was clean. I will open this one up because I am curious about what Brocade. Well, Brocade is not great. The scents from the 1970s with Avon, they tend to be very aldehydic. From what research I have done is they were really competing with a lot of other spicy scents of the 1970s. And from what I read too, is they were trying to compete with Chanel No. 5, and just the fact that it was very aldehydic. In fact, it was the first aldehydic scent to be created in the 1920s. So I am not a huge fan of spicy scents. In fact, they're probably about the least likable scents to my nose. Some of you might like spicy or aldehydic or powdery scents, but I'm not a huge fan. So this is Pretty Girl Pink. And this is what she looks like. And this is Topaze. So Topaze includes aldehydes, which basically means something that smells powdery, coriander, peach, bergamot, lemon, carnation, ylang ylang, iris, rose, jasmine, lily of the valley, civet, sandalwood, amber, benzoin, vetiver, and tonka. So I also purchased a fresh bottle of Topaze off Amazon.com just because I wanted to compare what a fresh bottle smells like compared to the old stuff, and how it was going to help me determine how badly these old scents had degraded. So I can't say that this is a favorite scent in my book. I do love ambers, particularly in the fall. But yeah, it isn't my favorite. So, but for comparison's sake. And so now we are moving on to Little Dream Girl. So I got 2 boxes of this in the lot. And I think I might have mentioned that I spent 20 bucks on the lot that contained about 66 bottles. So this is Occur, and this is Sweet Honesty. So I am not going to open up Sweet Honesty. I would expect that dirty once again. So, and let's see. Actually, I will open this up. And is she any cleaner? Her top portion is. But yeah, so much of this stuff, it's just schmutzy. Occur basically is, the notes are rose accords. I heard coconut, lily of the valley, amber, and musk. So I consulted the device that we have spelled Alexa. I asked the device 3 times, what are the fragrance notes? And the device gave me 3 different sets of answers. So I don't know that AI will threaten knowledge just yet. So, and I have now a bottle of Topaze cologne, Flower Maiden, and I do already have a bottle of this, which is actually something my grandmother had on her dressing table. And that really gave me the inspiration to name my channel Lizzie's dressing table, because that's where my fascination for perfume was born. I remember my grandmother having bottles of Avon perfume, such as this one. Now this item and the scent I find does not age well. It just really doesn't smell great. In fact, it smells kind of like urine. Not to gross anybody out, but this figurine is just very charming to me. We'll pop it open real quick and see what it smells like. Maybe it's better. But my grandmother loved the scent of Chantilly. If she were going high end, she enjoyed Shalimar from Guerlain. I don't know that I ever saw a bottle of Shalimar on her dressing table, but she liked that. She liked Anais from the 1980s. I would buy her rosewater lotion from Crabtree and Evelyn. So those were the scents that she really enjoyed. And I find that so much of my fragrance collection, which I began collecting a couple years ago, I really love buying perfumes from my past, the perfumes that my mother loved, that my grandmother loved, because wearing a scent from my family history just reminds me so much of the people who used to be alive. Both my mother and my grandmother have passed away, but scent is a direct link to the memory of them. So that's why I have bottles that they enjoyed, which I enjoy too. And now this is Avon Church Mouse Bride, and it's Delicate Daisies. So here is what the box looks like. And it says on the back, polite little church mouse waits to walk down the aisle. She sniffs her white flowers, smooths her whiskers, then smiles. She makes sure that her dress drapes over her tail and thanks you for helping her put on her veil. Obviously, Avon employed a poet way back when. So I did want to bring this out. I unboxed this, I believe, in the last portion of this Avon haul. So I was just curious to see if this was the same, and yes, it is indeed the same. And this scent is Delicate Daisies. And let me see, this is Delicate Daisies too. So I now am the proud owner of 2 bottles of Delicate Daisies. And so she's about as dirty as her doppelganger. I'm just gonna, It is different. It's older, obviously. Not a bad scent. I haven't tried too many of the scents that I've purchased simply because, I don't know, I don't think they'd be hazardous, but to me, why waste your day wearing a perfume that doesn't smell particularly good? Or a cologne, I should say. So my table here to the side is beginning to really fill up. So pardon me as I bend over, and I want to clean up this area because it's starting to get cluttered. So we have 2 little angel figurines. One is holding a harp and the other a mandolin, I guess. So this one has unforgettable, but charisma, which is this one, is described as aldehydic. It has coriander, hyacinth, neroli, peach, and bergamot. The middle notes are carnation, rose, ylang ylang, lily of the valley, narcissus, jasmine, orris root, civetta, which I suppose is the same name for civet, musk, styrax, which I know is a bush, sandalwood, amber, tonka bean, and vanilla. So that is certainly a kitchen sink floral. So I am going to open this one up. I don't know, I'd have to try it on my skin. And then Unforgettable, we'll open this one up because it is a unique scent to this collection. That's not bad. So they are pretty much almost full. So there we go. Two little cherubs. And now I think the lot of the Avon scents came with about 2 or 3 of these. And this is the Christmas Surprise. And I think they were both Sweet Honesty. This is a Sweet Honesty cologne. And we've been through Sweet Honesty ad nauseum. But that's what it looks like. I'll allow myself to say the word cute. It smells pretty close to the fresh bottle. A little bit heavier. So, yeah. Oh, I think all of these old Avon scents are getting to me. So we're going to start the Christmas holiday early. So as you can see, I've got my Thanksgiving and Halloween stuff out. But there we go, the first indication of Christmas. And so we come to the final bottle, which I have dumped all over. I dumped it all over my paperwork. So that is why she is contained in this plastic bag, because I think she did have a top at one time. A lot of these cologne bottles, they do have a separate cap, but hers has been lost. This is a girl that is essentially praying. I think that I may have unboxed a previous figurine like this, but I'm thinking her juice is probably going to be disposed of because she just will not stay contained. Not a terribly bad scent, and she doesn't have any label on the bottom, so I'm not sure what the scent smells like or what the scent is. I know what it smells like, and it smells like a lot of these Avon scents. Powdery, spicy, typical for the 1970s. So anyway, there we go. That is all of the items that I have in this portion of the lot. There's maybe about 20 more items that I will unbox in future videos. I haven't wanted these videos to get real long. So thank you so much for joining me for this particular video. I hope that you have enjoyed my content. If you like my content, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And please leave a comment if you remember any of these scents, if you had any of these figurines. Please share your stories, because I'm always curious about people's memories about Avon. I have very fond memories of Avon nonetheless. And I still love some of their scents to this day, but that'll be for a future video. So thank you once again for joining me, and I hope to see you on the 5th video of the Avon unboxing. So for now, thanks so much. Adios.